Hey there, it's Pete C for Sampler Review, and today I'm checking out Synchron Percussion 3 by Vienna Symphonic Library. VSL have completed their Synchron Percussion Trilogy with Synchron Percussion 3. Recorded on the pristine Synchron Stage A in Vienna, this huge collection of both pitch and non-pitch percussion instruments is a fitting final part of what has become a huge Synchron collection. From classical, orchestral to Latin, this diverse range also contains all of the features of the Synchron Player, including different mix perspectives, sound design and easy customization. A great collection that can easily find its way into a variety of genres and styles. The standard library of Synchron Percussion 3 downloads at 125.8GB, with a full library downloading at 229.6GB. The standard library features 206,940 samples, with a full library containing 346,245 samples. There are 48 different instruments in total, 4 mic positions in the standard library and 7 in the full library. This runs in the free Vienna Synchron Player, and normally the standard library sells for €395, but is currently on sale for €295, and the full library is normally €690, but is currently on intro sale at €520. Before we go any further, I've created a quick demo featuring the Synchron Percussion 3. This is a full orchestral cue and everything is taken from this library, including the sound design. The Synchron Player's got some ace sound design capability, so I've tried to use that here. And I've also used the Synchron Strings Pro, with the exception of the violin harmonics. So it's great to hear how everything sort of comes together. Without further ado, here is the demo. From the demo, you can really hear it works perfectly in an orchestral setting, but this library is incredibly diverse. So looking through the Synchron Percussion, there are timpani, tom drums, so there's a lot going on in there, cymbals, again, a lot going on, mallets, bells, and just percussion. So you've got all the Latin percussion there, there's a lot there, and then flex tone, car horns, whistles, jingle ring, burgals and flute. So there's plenty going on, and this is a really diverse collection. Now if we start with the timpani, if you open just the first patch, I don't actually have the other 2 volumes, so if I load up the medium mallets and try and play, it'll actually be crossed out, and that's okay because it does say here SP 1 to 3. So I'm going to load up just the Adams hard mallets, which is what we have, and if I just play one, it's triggering the single strokes. Now for parts of this review, I'm going to use the mouse, so you don't hear all that banging away. But yeah, sounds very, very cool. And the way it works, you have your articulations on the left. So you have single strokes, static roll, dynamic rolls, and octaves. And then you have different options in the middle, and you can change the size of the stack. So, for example, if we run single strokes, and we can just change that to muted. That works perfectly. And you can change the size of the symphony, not the symphony, that's not even a word, the timpani stack. So let's go 26 inches. Or we could go 32 inches. And it's got very subtle changes, but it really, really works. Now, if I go to static rolls, you just allow the articulation to load. And you can hear the roll is taking place. And when you let go, there's a release sample. And I absolutely love that touch. It just makes everything incredibly neat. Okay, then dynamic rolls. Now, these are all timed rolls. So if we go 2 seconds, and we go 4 seconds, sounds brilliant. And again, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, and you can go from crescendo to diminuendo. Which isn't something I've found too often in percussion libraries. And then the octaves, so again, let those load. And that's all of the timpani articulations. And now you can go on to the big timpani. And also what I love about all of these libraries, the volume leveling is absolutely perfect. So nothing jumps into the red. And I think that's really, really important for percussion libraries. So the big timpani, so again, let that load. And again, sounds superb. So let's go for the toms. Now, if you own the Big Bang Orchestra, you do get all the ensemble performances of Dorado, Eridanus, and Fornax. So, for example, these are the main riffs, low riffs, and high riffs. If I go into the drum riffs, you actually have main riffs, low riffs, and high riffs as well. So these are really, really cool. They just slot right into your project composition. There we go. So if I was to play a couple of these, so you have the rhythm, and it's got a cut release, or you can have the note release. So when I let go, it finishes on that note. Or you can just have the final strike of the drum just there. Okay, and you can key switch all of these, but there are sort of variants in there. So this is the first variant of main riff 1. So I just did that one myself. And let's go main riff 2. So these are really, really useful to have. They just go straight into your project. And they work really well. And again, they're all BPM identified. So if I go to let's just do one more. Okay, so plenty of riffs to throw in, and we have all these folders, and they're split into high and low. Then you have the time stretching velocity riffs as well. Actually, let's open an all velocity riff. So here you open everything up and you can decide sticks or brushes, and we're going to play different high riffs. That's up here. I should do the release sample. And then with brushes, and let's just try 140. And they work really, really well. So to throw these into your project when you need them, really, really useful. Now, if we go to the fill drum, again, just let everything load. And I've got to admit, the snares, I think, sound absolutely fantastic. So it tells you all the articulations you're playing. So let's just go for... So more the hits. Then you have little flams or little rolls. Of course, have crescendo rolls. So I'm just going to bring up the master volume a bit more. Diminuendo. Oh, just talking over myself. Diminuendo rolls. And then you can turn the snares off or snares on. So if we turn the snares off now. And then you can change the stick that it's struck with. So the rods. Let's go bring the volume up a little bit more. Really hammering away there. Let's just use the mouse. Yeah, so there's a lot of very, very cool stuff going on there. So let's just move on. So that's fill drum, then the marching snare, exactly the same. So you've got uniform articulations across the instrument. Absolutely love these rolls. So again, let's go bring up the volume. And let's try it with mallets. I can turn the snares on and off. So they sound absolutely great. Now the snare that I use in the demo, which I absolutely love, and will probably be my go-to snare, is this Piccolo Snare. I just think it sounds absolutely superb. And again, we have brushes this time. And yeah, just sounds brilliant. Snare drum, so the all or nut. bring that up a little bit. Absolutely love it. And again, same articulations. And the fact there's the same articulations and same beaters, it just means it's really, really uniform. If you want to create snare ensembles, it works really, really well. So they sound great. Now, boobams. It's going to bring up just the overall channel level by a couple of decibels. So let's go for press rolls. Let's hear the rim. So already we're only on the second folder and there's so much going on. So with the mallets, let's just go regular with the mallets. Okay, I'm doing some left hand and right hand there. Sound brilliant. Monster drums, absolutely love them. They sound big. It's going to bring the channel down slightly there. So they sound brilliant. Now, if you're not massively happy with the fact they sound so punchy or a bit more forward, you can adjust the timbre using a slider. So I'd probably go around there. Got a great sound to them. And just talk about the Synchron Player, it's really, really straightforward. I have to admit, I wouldn't say daunted, but I've looked at VSL a lot and it's been recommended so many times, and I've just always thought, well, there's a lot going on there, but it's really straightforward. You have all your CC assignments on the performance and you can right click and assign anything you want to. And then you have different controls, so you can see those going up and down. So that's my CC1 working. Really, really straightforward. You can edit, so you can adjust the tuning, the humanize, stretch if you need to, the envelope, and then obviously you've got the mix. Now, I do have the full version here, but I'm only going to be using the standard version microphones. But you can see all the options you have. It's absolutely fantastic, and then you can add your own effects if you want to, and there are preset mixer presets which are at the top here as well. And if you want let's say an ambient room, you get that really big sound. If you want a distant room, very boomy, wet room mix. And then you can go really close. So you just get that room sound. And I have to admit, I do write a lot using close mics, and I found the VSL close miking is really, really dry. So yeah, very, very cool. So back to the presets, bass drums, and I'll go back to the performance. So that's the bass drum, and the bass drum sounds, yeah, great, bassy, also quite punchy. And for the demo, I used one of the mixer presets and went down to process and went for low explosions. Now I'm just going to bring this down just in case. So you get those really big booms. And they're great as a foundation. If I go low boom. It's a bit of a cleaner one. And yeah, these are processed sort of sound design patches, just work really, really well. So yeah, let's just move back to the presets. Thunder Toms. So I absolutely love them. Special drums. And snare ensemble. So it sounds quite big. Sounds absolutely great. And then quite a strange one, drums and pianos. Works really, really well. And again, we have different articulations. So absolutely love this kind of stuff. Let's go crescendo, 4 seconds. And some clusters. Brilliant. It's just different, and yeah, I've never heard that kind of thing before. Works really, really well. And then we go to our cymbals and gongs. So again, we've got the same hierarchy. If you own the other Synchron percussions, that'll work. You can have everything all in one. So, but I don't have all those. I only have the Sabian. So let's open that. So that's a Piety. I do absolutely love the just how bright these sound. And then add the sizzle. I did use all of these in the demo. So these crescendos. Where are we? You can change the attack if you don't like how it starts, or how it sounds when it starts. But yeah, they sound great. Let's do. Yeah, so it's fantastic just having all the articulations up here, and essentially I'm just sort of whizzing through all the instruments, what they sound like in different articulations. This is why playing it in a demo situation was so important. Splash cymbals. So yeah, they sound cool. And again, we've got all the rolls. Suspended cymbals. So yes, actually, I've just played through the splash. So again, when you see the SP 1 to 3, that's if you own all three of them. So ancient cymbals. So again, they sound ace. Now we've got high and low together. I'm just going to bring up the channel. Now if we go to a mixer preset, in fact, let's go ambience. It'll sound very dainty, very pretty, and you've got some bowed effects as well. And let's go back to the instruments. So, suspended cymbals. Again, absolutely tons of articulations. Super crashes. Sounds super. Big metal ensemble. So there's so much going on. We have the small metals as well. Sounds great. And then high gongs. Oops. So yeah, some cool pitch percussion there. Now when you go into the mallets, you have a marimba, full playable range. So let's let that load. You can see all the patches load really, really quickly. Oops. So let's bring that up a bit. We're on soft mallets. So let's go hard mallets. Absolutely brilliant. And again, we have all these articulations. So muted. Then with the handle. So a lot brighter. Harmonics. So you can see there is sort of volume to be adjusted, but when you're in a composing situation, that doesn't matter at all. What matters is that's not a really loud library where everything's crashing and peaking and going into the red. So rolls. And then of course dynamic rolls. So crescendo, let's go for a 3-second roll. Brilliant. And you can do diminuendo. And then glissando. Okay, so very quiet there. On the bow. So I'm just going to bring the channel up. So if you add some sound design to that, let's go reverb and delay. And you can have harmonics as well. They sound absolutely gorgeous. You can use a Super Ball. Just going to bring down the volume just in case. Sounds brilliant. And it can be rubbed as well. So it's creating pad-like textures and then rasping stick. That's brilliant. And then you've got tempo blocks as well, which are tuned. That's the left hand and right hand. And again, you have rolls, dynamic rolls, 2 upbeats. So sort of nice measured articulations and soft beta as well. So let's move on to the bells. Canceros. So let's bring those up. So very cool. Let's use, do like the rasping stick. And the bow. It's very eerie stuff. Handbells, absolutely love them. And you can have tremolo, shake and short, long, and bowed. Oops, just added an articulation there. So very quiet. Whack that up. Okay. Then we have Rin Bells. So again, single hits, rolls, dynamic rolls. Let's bring these up. Dynamic rolls. Brilliant. Let's go for 2 seconds. And I found these rolls, they are done by duration, but they're so easy to time and fit into your project. So very cool. Bell tree. So really useful orchestral percussion. I can have a hard beater or a soft beater. And then Jingle Bells. You don't hear them enough. It's probably a bit early for them as well. But I use these in the demo. I absolutely love them. Oops. It's a instant Christmas. And low bells and pianos. So again, different articulations, and then high bells ensemble. Again, very, very festive. Now, if we go into the percussion section, we've got all this Latin percussion. That's not really what you expect from, you know, what we assume would be an orchestral library. Oh, we're on there. I'm making a lot of noise on my keyboard there. Let's just bring the volume up. Use the mouse a bit. And bongos. And timbales. Cowbells, always need more cowbell. I mean, you're not going to find a cowbell with this many articulations and variety of beaters. So let's just go for a bowed cowbell. Never thought I'd ever hear that. A go-go's. And guaros. Brilliant. Sandpaper blocks. Claves. Cabasses. So I'm not playing through all the articulations, and it's just to get an idea of what's in the Latin percussion. Wind chimes, again, I use these in the demo. Let's bring them up. So that's cool. And then we've got the flexotone. Let's go fifth glissandos. Let's bring these up a bit. I mean, come on, that's cool. Octave glissando. And performances. And you can have large and small separate flex tones. Car horns. I like to think VSL did bring in a lot of different cars to sample these on the Synchron stage. Probably not, but it'd be interesting to know. Whistles, bird calls and flutes. So some shrill whistles. Special whistles. Let's turn these up. Okay, that made me jump. Some very cool stuff. And slide flutes. Fantastic. And jingle ring. Okay, brill. And that is everything that is in Synchron Percussion 3. Now, as I've played through everything, there is volume disparity between instruments. I've actually set my DAW to +3 decibels, and the software I use to capture my voice and my DAW, I've actually ramped up by 5 decibels. So I'm not going to say it's a really quiet library, because when you're composing with it, it really isn't. But when you sort of play everything back to back, it's going to happen, because each instrument, they're different sizes, they use different sort of ways to be struck, or different mallets. So of course it's going to be different, but the sampling is absolutely pristine. It sounds great. If you're focusing on one instrument, you'll just get the levels right as you need it to, and you can adjust things in the the mixer or in the performance, and it all works perfectly. So yeah, really don't worry about any volume disparity. So now we've heard everything, my final thoughts about the Synchron Percussion 3. Well, the sampling's amazing, and the Synchron range is the newest range from VSL, and yeah, it's just so big and comprehensive. Now, I played through every instrument and a lot of articulations, but you're finding things in here like the percussion and the whistles and bird calls and warning sounds and car horns. I mean, that's really advanced. The Latin percussion, you've got no problems just putting all of that into a Latin production if you want to. Then you've got the bells, lots of either ambient sounds, bit of crime, bit of drama, Christmas, fits perfectly. Mallets, marimba, doing some jazz or some spice stuff, big band, works really well. Temple blocks, again for sort of meditation, or if you do like electronic music and you want some like really sort of bold statements, works really well. The cymbals are really crisp, loads going on, rolls, just big splashes, big statements, works great. The toms, the snares are probably some of the best I've ever heard to play them. They work really, really well. Absolutely love them. The monster drums are big. The bass drums, you can just create all your booms for cinematic hybrid orchestra. You can just obviously create a marching band if you really wanted to. Brilliant. And these sort of drums and pianos and bells and pianos, completely different. Love it. I absolutely adore the bowed content as well. If you're a horror writer, you do mystery or underscore, again, amazing. I've never heard a bowed cowbell before until this library. And then finally the timpanis. Timpanis are staples of orchestral playing, and having this third timpani with hard mallets, it just works really, really well. It sounds great. I love using the crescendos. Absolutely brilliant. So as a package, and it's the third part of the package, I could use this in so many different ways, and it sounds brilliant. And like I keep saying, the volume leveling, don't worry about it. Nothing is too loud. And then you can just adjust when you're in your DAW to bring up whatever volume you require. So really, really easy, and I found it incredibly straightforward to work with. My other real big selling point, I love all the mixer presets. Now, of course, I'm not using the surround settings, but just, you know, generally when you're playing just with the ambience, I just absolutely love having all these different options. So that's really, really cool. And obviously with any sound design patches, you can have, not patches, presets, sorry. Again, brilliant. And my biggest shout out goes to VSL as a company. I've sort of just got into them quite recently, and yes, I've sort of gone for it. I absolutely love their strings. Big Bang Orchestra is amazing, and hearing Dorado, Eridanus and Fornax in there is really, really cool. So you do get, like, if you own those, a cross-grade price as well, which is really cool. But it all just comes together so beautifully together. And I have to admit, I've contacted the customer service as a customer, and they've been absolutely brilliant. So with their 14-day money-back guarantee, if you want to use it, you know, they really look after their customers, get back to you quickly. So yeah, Percussion 3, absolutely great. VSL as a company, I'm seriously impressed with as well. Bit of a shout out there, but that's just my experience. Yeah, do I recommend this library? If you're looking for orchestral percussion, I think combining it with 1 and 2, you'll get like the full package, but you could easily create a lot of orchestral scores using just the 3rd installment. But obviously for the Latin stuff and the more out there and the sound design and the scrapes, yeah, really am blown away by everything that's going on with this. So yeah, really big recommendation from me. All that leaves me to say is thank you so much for checking out this first look of VSL's Synchron Percussion 3. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave us a like on the video and drop us a comment. What do you like about the instrument? How would you use it? If you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and then head over to samplelibraryreview.com to check out everything that's going on in the world of virtual instruments. Until next time, have a great day and speak soon.